Hello, and welcome to Pirate News. I'm Chris Kiely.
And I'm Judaea Ingram. Today we'll give you the latest from across campus, tri-state area, and the globe.
We'll also have your Seton Hall sports update and the 5-day weather forecast for the South Orange area. Seton Hall's mock trial team, which enables students to put their trial skills into practice, competitively went to the Nationals for the first time in 13 years on April 14th through the 16th. Seton Hall's mock trial team is the #1 ranked New Jersey mock trial team and was one of 48 teams competing in the nationwide competition held at Rhodes College in Memphis, Tennessee. The event was divided into 4 rounds, with each round being a different mock trial. Each round went about 3 hours, consisting of opening statements, direct examinations, cross-examinations, objections, and closing statements. The team that scored the best record at the end of the tournament from each division went to go head-to-head in the national championship. Congratulations to the Seton Hall's mock trial team.
Seton Hall's 6th annual Giving Day on April 19th to the 20th saw significant success. Led by University Advancement with collaborative effort represented across the university, the initiative broke records again and contributed to a new historical year. This year, Seton Hall Giving Day exceeded its goal of 1,856 donors in honor of the university's founding year and raised over $1.2 million for more than 2,300 enthusiastic pirates. Giving tags were hung across the campus indicating important buildings and structures donated by alumni from there. Waves of support poured in from Pirates nationwide and from many generous alumni and friends who set up and participated in various matches and challenges to encourage others to the celebration and unlock additional funds. Lead support during Giving Day drove its tremendous success and assisted in taking the day to new heights.
Now we'll send it over to Anotnio Dunston with your Seton Hall sports update. Antonio?
Thanks, Chris. I'm Anotnio Dunston with your Seton Hall sports update. We'll begin on the softball field, where the Pirates completed the sweep over Providence on the road this weekend and improved their record to 35-13 overall and 15-3 in the conference. The Pirates won Game 1 11-1 and Game 2 9-3. Game 1 hero Shelby Smith tossed the 21st no-hitter in Seton Hall history, the first since 2010, struck out 8 batters on the day, 2 for 3 at the plate with a home run and 3 RBIs. Game 2 saw the Pirates erupt for 6 runs in the 5th after taking an earlier 3-1 lead in the game, and Sydney Babbitt's performance at the mound saw her strike out 4 but give up the 3 runs over 7 innings. This win gives the Pirates their 4th consecutive Big East Series sweep and their 12th straight conference victory for a 3-game series against Villanova beginning on Friday. Now, over to the men's side of the diamond. The Pirates had a dominant showing over Butler on Sunday at Mike Shepard Sr. Stadium, securing a 9-2 victory. The win improves the squad's record to 20-18 and 5-4 in the Big East. The Hall fell just short of a comeback against this Butler team they were trailing by 6 runs late to on Saturday in a 12-10 loss. Redshirt junior Will Gale set a career-high 4 hits, and sophomore Cole Hansen put forth a strong 5-inning relief effort. Gale, Max Vieira, and Jonathan Luters each registered at least 3 hits. Seton Hall finished with 16 hits, marking the 5th time this season they have had 15 or more. Junior Devin Hack stole a career-high 3 bases, giving the Pirates a Big East best 73 stolen bases this season. Up next for the Pirates will be in an away game against Rider later today. That will do it for your Seton Hall sports update. I'm Anotnio Dunston. Now back to Chris and Judaea at the desk with more of the news you need to know.
Thanks, Antonio. On Saturday, April 29th, the College of New Jersey will host the Best Buddies Friendship Walk, bringing a celebration of inclusion to campus with a day full of exercise, music, dancing, and food to enjoy with friends. Members of the TC&J community joined 40,000 walkers across the country in supporting the Walk for Inclusion for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Through dedicated fundraising efforts, TC&J's Best Buddies chapter has raised over $15,000 for the organization, placing them as the top team in the state. The walk at TC&J is one of 3 in the state and is the only one in central New Jersey area. TC&J's Best Buddies chapter has grown to the biggest in New Jersey and actively works to foster one-on-one connections between students with and without intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Chemical cause concern residents in 2 New Jersey towns and are being told to be ready to evacuate as crews work to identify the chemicals inside abandoned barrels at a former chemical plant. EPA crews were carefully working Sunday evening at the site near the Farmingdale-Howell border in Monmouth County. NBC New York reports it's not clear how safe it is to move the barrels. The plant has long been shut down, but earlier this year, the property's new owner burned some barrels in an old incinerator and fumes drifted into nearby communities. The EPA says residents must be ready to leave at any time in the event of a chemical fire.
Now we'll send it over to Anotnio Dunston with your 5-day weather forecast for the South Orange area. Antonio?
Thanks, Judaea. I'm Anotnio Dunston with your 5-day weather forecast for the South Orange area. Don't expect too much sun this week as clouds will dominate the skies. Today's forecast calls for partly cloudy skies with a high of 61 degrees and a low of 41 degrees. The clouds will persist for tomorrow and showers are in the forecast. The high will be 62 degrees and the low will be 45 degrees. More partly cloudy skies are in the forecast for Thursday with a high of 63 degrees and a low of 44. More rain is expected on Friday. The high will be 59 degrees and the low will be 48. Finally, the rain will stick around for Saturday with a high of 59 and a low of 51. That'll wrap up your 5-day weather forecast. Once again, I'm Antonio Dunston. Now back to Chris and Judaea at the desk with more of the news you need to know.
Thanks, Antonio. India is on track to become the world's most populous country this month. That's according to the United Nations, which said on Monday that India's population will match and then exceed China's by the end of April. This comes just days after the UN's Population Fund predicted India would have nearly 3 million more people than China by the middle of this year. The UN's projection has India's population surpassing 1.425 billion by the end of April. China reached the peak population of 1.426 billion last year, but that number has started to fall with the UN predicting it could dip below 1 billion by the end of the century.
Disneyland Fire spectators at Disneyland's popular Fantasmic show got a shock this weekend when the feature's fire-breathing animatronic dragon suddenly burst into flames. No injuries were reported following the blaze Saturday night at the Southern California theme park. The Anaheim Fire Department said Ryan Locks, a frequent Disneyland visitor, said the fire has always been a part of the Fantasmic presentation, but he said he knew something was awry when flames didn't come from where they usually do. The head started going on the fire instead of the fire projecting out, said Locks, who lives in Los Angeles and captured the blaze on video. The show was stopped almost immediately, and then right after that, the dragon started catching fire, and the whole body was up in flames, he said. Sunday, the show takes place twice nightly near the park's famous Tom Sawyer's Island. The climax features Mickey Mouse battling a giant dragon named Maleficent. Locke said Mickey vanished from the stage as soon as the dragon's head became engulfed in flames. The extent of the damage wasn't immediately known.
That's going to wrap up today's episode of Pirate News. I'm Chris Kiely.
And I'm Judaea Ingram. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and have a great day.